Oh, Spin Sticker, coming at you with another figures reviews. Yeah, this is going to be a quick review of the Q-Rex from Power Rangers Time Force. Had to think there. But the two variants. There are actually 3 variants out. There is the gigantic remote control automated one, which does stuff. There is this one, which is more of a basic figure. And then there is like a 5-inch figure, which I do not have. So yeah, but one thing I found is before I purchased either one of these, which I've had wanting to review now for about a year and a bit, but just kept putting off and putting off, is I could not find a decent comparison video out there, especially of the size of these figures and which one was more show accurate, which one was better in scale with the rest of the Megazords, which one was the better toy. So I finally got my hands on both of them, accidentally, it turns out, because I had this one. I got this off of a guy off Facebook, and then he also had, no, it's not true, sorry, I got this one in a, I want to say a buy, but it was missing a few bits, and the guy I got from Facebook had the bits I was missing, like the little part of the tail, but then he turned around and said he had this for sale as well, and I think I got this from him. I want to say that sounds right, and as I'm saying it, it doesn't feel right. I don't know. Like I said, I've had these waiting to go for quite a while. Now, as you can see, unfortunately, they're not all in frame, and I am quite far back. Like, this is my arms fully stretched. I can only just touch these guys. Like, hello. But I think, like, this video is going to be really good to help people make that decision about what to get if they want to go for their Q-Rex in their Time Force Megazord collection. So, let's break it down. I've never really done a comparison video like this before, so I'm not really sure where to start, to be honest. But let's have a closer look at them individually, and then we'll go from there. So this is the more common automated one that you can seem to find. It goes around for lots of places, like on eBay, on Facebook. I've seen it at the Facebook Market Store, all over the place, and it is quite common. But it is a really, really big figure. So just as I went to get my tape measure to measure this guy, Rose didn't have with me, I noticed there's some masking tape here for some reason, which is frustrating. Just tried to take it off and it's actually ripped the sticker a little bit, which is so annoying. So obviously this figure is quite old. I don't actually know when Time Force came out, but it's been a long time, let's just say that. Right, height. So this obviously transforms into a robot, but in its Dino mode or Q-Rex mode, it stands to the top of the head about 11 inches or 28 centimeters to the top of the highest point of it, which is probably this cannon here. You're looking at 13 inches or 33 centimeters. Yeah, let's go with that, just over 33 centimeters. Now this one does actually come with the morpher, and you can press buttons into it, and I believe you could even speak into it and it would do movement. It would kind of like roll forward, and when it rolls forward, just bear with me because mine doesn't. It doesn't have batteries and it doesn't work with electronics, but when you roll forward the claws, if you can see the feet, that sounds fun to do, but you see the feet, they're kind of stomping. Now you guys all know that I'm not a massive fan of gimmicks, so I don't really care for that. Also, it made sounds and lights and whatnot, and then you could press the button and it would transform from Dino mode into robot mode. As mine doesn't, we're going to have to do it manually. So, to do it manually, if you have the same problem, the head should be up like this, but mine just will not go that extra bit, which is frustrating. But you just push the head all the way down to the chest, pull this flap back, and we can open the fans out there. Stand the body upright, and then bring the arms all the way round until they won't go any further. Same on this side, all the way round until they won't go any further. And then bring the arms down. Now push the chest in because, again, I feel like it's just not kind of catching that click. The tail stays there, the tail doesn't move, it's still there as a robot, and unfortunately you have these arms that just kind of flop around. One thing I've got to show in Articulation in robot mode is the arms can open their hands like that, but they can't actually move any more than that unless you move with these. But have a look at robot mode. You can see you've got the head here, you've got the articulated face shield and horns. These are all soft rubber. I just actually noticed this was left in robot mode in the box while I was waiting to do it, and this got warped, so I had to heat up quickly to kind of warp it back into place, which is good. Now when he stands up, he kind of has this tilt back, like kind of look, which is a bit frustrating. He has 2 gimmicks with his arms. This arm, there's a big old button sticking out here. If you press it, the fist does fire off. It's just held in by this little clip here, spring loaded, which goes against here. So it does go virtually nowhere. And I just knocked the camera. Now this arm's a bit cooler. As you rotate round, the bottom missile shoots out. They do actually have a bit of this shot to these ones, so they can go. So they can shoot round as you go round one at a time like that, which is actually quite cool. I don't mind that at all. Articulation wise, the head does not... no, it doesn't really move at all. You can rotate on this shoulder here. Yeah, you can go all the way around, but unfortunately you have this cannon sticking out of their elbow. It can go up that far, it won't go any further, and it won't go back any further, so you literally have 180-degree movement on both sides. As you saw, the elbows can bend just 90 degrees each, and this one you can get 360 because of how it kind of attaches. This one you can do 360, but it's going to fire at you. Now the legs, they don't move at all, apart from the exact same thing with the push. And it does that kind of little walking thing. And the tail does have some articulation. It does just pop in and out. There's a clasp there, and there's a peg here. And it does have articulation here, here, and here, but only left and right, so you can get some wiggle waggle, wiggle waggle. Now this bit is actually the bit which I got. I've actually got a spare one of these if anyone needs it, so let me know. First come, first serve. But yeah, okay, so that is the larger of the Quantasaurus Rexes. Okay, so the smaller of the two, no gimmicks at all with this one really, apart from the weapons. Much lighter. The legs, they can't go any further forward, so if you want to walk it, you walk it like that. Oh, it does have wheels. I didn't even notice that. It's got wheels on there, so it can wheel like this. See? 2 wheels, one there, one there, one there, one there. So it doesn't really wheel great. Like, there's no articulation in the tail whatsoever. The arms, they can come out a bit, and there's a rotation at the claw, and the claws can open and close, but not fully. Okay. Now you can bring the arms up with the actual whole shoulder movement, and the legs are independently articulated, so they can move forward and backwards as well. No real gimmicks this one. The mouth does open, so you can roar, same as the other one, but there's a hole there, which I think is weird. And I'm not sure, but I think you might prefer to put a Time Force figure there. You know, there's little mini ones that they released. But yeah, that's the Q-Rex in its dino form for this mode. Now this one transformation I quite like. I think it's simpler, but you just stand it up straight like that. You pull the arm out and you rotate this around full 360 degree until this is flush. It will keep going, so make sure you wait till the shoulder part here is flush. Do the same on the other side. They're flush, and I'll put the arms down. Now with the head, this part is the different bit. It actually is probably the part I think is weaker than the other version, but you slide the head off altogether, and that then just clips straight on the chest like that. You then pull the shield back, open the horns, and there we have the Q-Rex in its robot mode. And yeah, I actually quite dig this one. I like this one. It's a lot more slender. It's a lot more kind of a bit more show accurate in my opinion. Now I know a lot of you wondering why has he got this weird blade thing on his hand instead of a fist. There apparently was 2 hands, and the only version I could find was with this fist. I am in looking with this spear rocket thing. If anyone does have the fist for this, please let me know. I would desperately love it, just to complete this thing. But yeah, this is the robot the Q-Rex in its robot mode. I quite like it. The only thing I don't like is these giant guns sticking out the elbows, but the other one had the exact same problem. Now, with regards to gimmicks, no sounds or lights like the other one, but this one, you press this button here and it will shoot out the rocket. This one does not go far, I don't believe. Still further than the other one. And on the other side, pretty much the exact same thing. Instead of actually firing them out individually, it will fire them all at once, which is not as good, I must admit. I do like the other one with that ability to fire them one at a time. I think that is very cool. But still, you know, you get a fiery gimmick, which is something better than nothing, I suppose. If you put it in that way, you can hide that big hole, which I don't know why that's there. Articulation wise, the head, no movement whatsoever. The shoulders, like you saw, you can do a full 360, but the hinge is like back here, so it's going to look a bit weird if you do certain poses. No bicep rotation, single elbow on both arms. Nothing at the waist, and then you've got the leg can only go forward like one click. That's basically legs in their maximum forward and maximum back. They can't go any further back. And like I said, the tail's only attached with a peg, and no articulation at all in the tail. Now, if you do look for this guy online on eBay, what I found is a lot of them were missing either these arms or the tail, because these arms, they do just friction peg on, so they're quite easy to get lost, so bear that in mind. But honestly, yeah, I like it. So let's bring the other one back. Okay, so which one is the better figure? Well, one thing that might decide that is the size comparison. So we've seen what these guys look like next to each other, but what about next to the actual Time Force Megazord? Here we have the Time Force Megazord in its red formation, and as you can see, let me put the arm down a bit, if I put them close together. So as you can see, kind of scales better with this Q-Rex, whereas this one is gigantic. Now, I think it's going to be fundamentally, what do you want with your Q-Rex? Do you want it to be absolutely gigantic, kind of tower everything? Then this is your man. If you want something that I feel personally is a bit more stage and show accurate and fit more better in your collection, then I think this is your man. But this one, I suppose, has a lot more play value and a lot more fun features to it. Like I said, with that light up feature, the electronics, it makes noises, the automatic transformation, it is very, very cool. But for me, I think I like scale. I love scale, and I like things fitting in as best as possible. So I think this is going to be for my collection. So I'm probably going to sell this one. And just to make sure I've covered all my bases, here he is in the Time Force Megazord in the blue formation. Mode blue, I think it's called. I honestly can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen that show. But yeah, I just want to make sure you guys can see it against all comparisons. And yeah, I definitely do still think this one, these two fit better together, whereas I think this one's just way, way too big for the accuracy. Okay, so to transform these guys back, and just quickly show you. This one, take the chest off, put that down, pin these together, put the shield up, lean it forward, and then these two grooves here and here go into these grooves either side. Quite simple to line up. You then grab the arms all the way around, push the rocks back, and make sure these bits line up together. With the big guy, rotate, lift the elbows up, rotate that round until that's all the way up. Pinch together the black parts, put the metal shield over, head, click it back as far as it will go, and then tilt the whole thing forward. Probably go all the way down, I'll probably go to about there, so the tail's a bit high. I mean, I suppose technically it's supposed to be like that so the guns can fire. I think when they move, the guns move as well, I'm not sure. No, I'm mistaken, they don't move. Can we get it to go past that click? Okay, so now I can't remember if I saw this in the show or not, or if it was a fan made or something. I honestly cannot remember. But I seem to remember seeing something about the Megazord riding the Q-Rex. I generally cannot remember where I saw this. It might even be my own twisted imagination. But, you know, if you did want to do it, it kind of is possible. So bring your arms up on the Megazord, take the legs off and put them on the forward position, bend the knee, and then just kind of arch the legs out a bit, and then yeah, he can sit there, kind of like that. Looks a bit weird. This one's a bit harder because it's a bit smaller, but you could kind of do it like back a bit, but I don't think it's really going to work. But for the bigger one, you can do. So there you go, guys. That's my comparative review of the Time Force QX Megazord. Which one is my ultimate favourite? I think I've shown is this one. I think I do lean towards this one. But this one I do still really appreciate, and I do think it's a funky toy. I just really hate how well out of scale it is. But yeah, this one I think is easy to find complete. Last I looked was about a year a bit ago, I think. Maybe 2 years ago. Can't even remember now. It was going for around, I want to say the £50 mark, which was near complete. Whereas this one I think you can find on eBay quite cheap, but doesn't normally have, like I said, tail or the arms. And that normally goes for about £15–20. So if you can do without that, oh, and the chest. The head seems to always be missing. So if you pick one up, and you see just this with nothing there, ask, do they have the head? Because it's very important, because that goes in there, and I imagine for little kids will be very easily lost. Anyway, guys, I hope this has been helpful, because like I said, when I was looking to purchase one of these and I wasn't sure which one to get, I could not find a single video out there that did compare the two. Like I said, the other one you can get is only about 5 inches tall, so in comparative it's about that big compared. So yeah, not very tall at all. If I say this is a 6-inch figure, 6-inch Marvel Legends, and this the Megazord will be smaller than this, so probably about up to his shoulders. So yeah, not very tall at all. So if that was something that you really did want, and it fitted into the rest of your collection, then by all means, that one goes very cheap, and normally doesn't have any gimmicks or anything, so I think it is normally complete. But again, don't hold me to this. Do your own research. Check it out on Facebook, check it out on eBay and those other usual good sites. Anyway, guys, like I said, I hope this was helpful, and I hope it did help you, inform you as to what to expect if you did want to make that decision about whether you want to go for the electronic automated one or the simplistic basic one. Thanks so much, guys. Hope you did enjoy this, and I'm going to catch you in my next one. See ya.